Welcome to Swiss Moments. I'm Dino and today I'm answering on 15 most frequently asked questions about life in Switzerland sent by you guys. Things like crazy cost of rent, if salaries are really that high, and how healthcare actually works. But before we dive in, hit subscribe and feel free to tell me in the comments if I miss anything. So, let's go! You can pay with euros in most places in Switzerland, like in shops, restaurants, gas stations, but only with paper bills. Also, whenever you pay in euros, they will always give you back Swiss francs and not always at the best rate. For example, if actual exchange rate is like 0.8 or 0.9, they'll probably just round it up on 1 and basically you are losing money. If you can, use francs or use your bank card. Well, it's not easy. In bigger cities like Zurich or Geneva, apartments are way more competitive and there is a lot of demand and not enough places. So sometimes you are applying with 30, 40, 50 other people. Landlords usually want a bunch of documents like working contract, salary slips, and sometimes they just prefer locals. Also, most places are unfurnished and you usually need to pay a deposit of 2 to 3 months rent up front. So yeah, it's not easy, but it's doable and sometimes you just need a bit of luck. Healthcare here is private and mandatory, so you have to get insurance when you move here. The key thing is, you choose your franchise, which is like a yearly amount you cover yourself. It goes from 300 to 2500 francs. If you pick a higher franchise, you pay less every month, but also you need to cover more when you actually need to go to doctor. Like, if your franchise is 2500, you pay all medical bills up to that amount. After that, insurance kicks in and covers most of it. You just pay 10% up to 700 francs maximum per year. And here is something not many people know. If you can't afford your insurance, you may apply for something called Prämienverbilligung. Basically, Canton looks at your income and cover part or even all of your monthly premium. It's part of a system and super helpful if you're on a tighter budget. In my experience here in Wallis, people are actually pretty approachable and way more chill about English than what I saw in Germany. If you are visiting, you will be totally fine with English, so no stress. If you are planning to live here, yeah, you can get by with English, but it's really better to learn local language. It's just respectful and honestly, it will make your life easier in the long run. Okay, so Switzerland is super clean, quiet, organized, and people really care about rules. Like, they actually follow them. For example, you are not supposed to make loud noise after 10 p.m. or in a lunchtime, even in your own apartment. Sundays are for rest, so no drilling, no mowing the lawn, no loud work. And recycling, it's like a religion here. Sometimes you may get a weird looks if you throw trash in the wrong bin. People also value privacy and personal space. Like, they are not cold, just a bit reserved. But once you get to know them, you will see they're really nice. So the average brutto salary in Switzerland is around 6,500 francs per month and around 80,000 per year. But that's only an average. I would say most people probably earn a bit less than that. What's cool though is that almost everyone here gets a 13th salary at the end of the year, like a full extra monthly paycheck, usually around Christmas. So yeah, salaries are definitely higher than in most countries, but life here is expensive too, so it kind of balances out. Public transport in Switzerland is expensive, but there are few smart ways to save money. The best long-term deal is half fare card. It costs 190 francs per year if you live here, and 120 francs per month if you're just visiting. And with it you get 50% off on pretty much everything, like buses, trains, boats, even mountain cable cars. There is also the Swiss Travel Pass, which is great for tourists. It gives you unlimited travel for a few days and even a free entry for a bunch of museums. And if you live here full-time, check your cantons regional transport cards. They are usually way cheaper than buying a full-price ticket every day. So if you just pay as you go, then it's definitely expensive, but if you use right pass, it's much cheaper. I also get a lot of questions about how I make my footage look cinematic. And the answer on that is the answer. It's a plugin that emulates real film stocks with grain, halation and bloom. Here is a quick before and after so you can see the difference. It works in Resolve, Premiere and Final Cut, and it makes my Swiss landscapes look like scenes from a movie. If you'd like to try it, you can use my code DINO10 for a discount. It's absolutely worth it. Link is in the description. Something I wish someone told me earlier is if you have B permit here in Switzerland, your income tax gets taken straight out of your salary every month. That's called tax at source. But what most people don't know is that you can file a tax return voluntarily. And in most cases, you'll get money back, especially if you've got kids, rent, health insurance, or paid into the third pillar. All of that lowers your taxable income. But when you get C permit or become Swiss, everything changes. In that case, you no longer pay tax monthly. You have to file a full return once a year, and actually a lot of people end up having to pay more. So if you are on B permit, definitely check this voluntary tax return. It depends where you are in Switzerland. If you are in the Alps, the winters can be quite cold and snowy, of course. But if you are down in valleys, it can actually be pretty warm and quite muggy, especially in the summer. Sometimes maybe even warmer than in the other parts of Europe. I have noticed that the air here is cleaner, but compared to places like Germany or Austria, I wouldn't say that it's dramatically colder. I lived in Germany too, and personally I don't see that difference. The only thing is that maybe the heat lasts for a shorter period. This year, for example, there was almost no summer. It really depends on what kind of person you are. If you are into snow, ski and those cozy winter vibes, then yeah, December to March is definitely best time for you to visit. Switzerland is honestly a winter fairy tale. I personally prefer summer. I'm not even sure when more tourists come, but summers in Switzerland are really beautiful. There is so much to do, like hiking or skydiving. And the lakes here are unreal. Whole nature is unreal. It has this completely different color and feel compared to the other countries. I love that. It's something you just need to come and see for yourself. Yeah, I don't know how to give advice here. It's probably easier than you think. I mean, if you are open and friendly, you will meet people here. You will probably meet a lot of people on work, and usually neighbors are really friendly. Swiss people are actually super kind and approachable, but it's not only Swiss people. There are so many different cultures and nationalities here. It depends on where you're from and what you plan to do here. If you are from EU or EFTA, you don't need a visa. But once you arrive, you need to register and apply for residence permit, usually a B permit. And that's if you have a job or if you want to live here long term. If you are from outside the EU, it's a lot stricter. In that case, you will need to apply for visa before entering, and you will need to have a job contract in place. The Swiss flag is one of only two square national flags in the world. The other one is Vatican City. So it's a white cross on a red background, and basically it represents peace, neutrality and protection. And the country's Latin official name is Confederatio Helvetica, and that's why the abbreviation for Switzerland is CH. Just few days ago, I was waiting at the bus station, and this lady, which was tourist, came from train platform and lit a cigarette right in front of the entrance. She was technically outside, but the guy working at the stand nearby immediately told her she had to move to the smoking zone. And yeah, she got super rude and started yelling at him. But the thing is, he was right, and actually she could get a ticket for that. Rent for this apartment is 1,550 francs, and that includes almost everything except electricity, which we pay every 3 months. In this part where I live, decent apartments usually go for anywhere between 14 and 2,000 francs per month. And that's it, we are at the end. If you found this video helpful, feel free to subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment if you have any more questions about Switzerland. If there is enough interest, we will make part 2.